All right, so before I get into any of these four different steps, the first thing that I want to do is give you guys an understanding of exactly what AliExpress is, because one of the questions that I get quite often is, Sam, what exactly is AliExpress and how exactly can I use it when it comes to dropshipping? So for those of you out there that don't know exactly what AliExpress is, it's simply a website that you can go onto. Anyone can really go onto it right now as a normal customer, and it's very similar to Amazon, but I would say that it's more of a Chinese version in the sense that it's a retail website, so it's not necessarily a dropshipping supplier. And the way that it works is that they've got various different vendors or various different sellers on the AliExpress platform, so it's not just one single business. And the reason why this is important to know is because each of the different vendors, sellers, whatever you want to call them, have a range of different qualities when it comes to all of the different options that are available to you, and not just qualities when it comes to the quality of the product, but even just the quality of service, e.g. how fast do they ship out the orders, how quick are they going to be able to get it to the customer. There's going to be a range of different vendors, and you need to understand exactly which vendor or seller is going to be best for you and your dropshipping business. But before I show you all of that, let's go over to the initial step that you need to think about when it comes to dropshipping with AliExpress, which is deciding on which platform to sell on. Now, when it comes to building a dropshipping business, generally speaking, one of the initial things that you're going to have to consider is where exactly are you going to sell those products? Because there's so many different options available to you. But I would say that the two main places that I would recommend a beginner to start dropshipping is either eBay or Shopify. These are the two platforms that I've been able to have success with. There's probably some other ones out there, but these are the two ones that I would recommend. But even though, yes, I would recommend eBay as a platform when it comes to dropshipping, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if you are planning to use AliExpress. And the reason for that is because if we just take a look at their dropshipping policy page, right here they do say that dropshipping where you fulfill orders directly from a wholesale supplier is allowed on eBay. But then it does say down here that, however, listing an item and then purchasing it from another retailer or marketplace that ships directly to your customer is not allowed on eBay. So in short, what they're basically saying here is that yes, you can use eBay when it comes to building up your dropshipping business, but you're not able to use eBay when it comes to using a marketplace, which AliExpress is. So this now leaves us with the option of using Shopify. And for those of you that are watching right now that's never heard of Shopify before, essentially what this is a platform that allows you to build your own e-commerce website. So you're not going to be listing items on a marketplace like eBay where there's multiple different customers and multiple different sellers in one place, but instead what you're going to be doing is building your own website that customers are going to be able to go directly onto. And it's not necessarily expensive when it comes to getting started with Shopify, because if you click the link in my description down below, you're going to be able to sign up just for $1 or £1 if you're based in the UK, and be able to use Shopify over the next 3 months. And once you click the link in my description down below, it's going to take you to a similar page that looks like this, where you're going to have to enter your email address, and from there your trial is going to start. And you are going to have to go through the entire process of filling out the application, making sure that you verify everything, signing up for Shopify payments, which is how you're going to receive all of your money, as well as signing up for a PayPal account, which is another way that you're going to be able to receive all of the money that you're going to get from your customers. And generally speaking, when it comes to building a Shopify store, of course, it goes without saying that you're going to have to design your website as well. And this isn't really a difficult thing to do. You're going to be able to design your store and get it up and running within a few hours if you wanted to. But if you wanted me to make a full step-by-step video showing you everything that you need to do click by click, step by step when it comes to designing a store, then put in the comments down below, do the Shopify dropshipping video, and I'll get onto it ASAP. But once you have decided on whatever platform that you want to sell on and you started the process of signing up to Shopify, the next step after that is that you need to find the best product to sell. Now, there's various different ways out there when it comes to doing product research to find winning dropshipping products, but I want to keep this video fairly straightforward and simple if you are a beginner. I don't want to overcomplicate it. And due to this, that's the reason why I would recommend you guys sign up to something like AutoDS, because if you click the link in my description down below, you're going to be able to sign up to it for a 30-day trial. Simply sign up using your Gmail or your email address. But the reason why I would recommend it is because once you have signed up, this is a similar page to what you're going to see, and AutoDS has a big database and a directory of various different suppliers that you can use, as well as various different products that are currently doing well right now. So they've laid it all out in a simple way so that you can just scroll through just like this. But one of the good things about using AutoDS is that you're going to be able to come over here to where it says supplier and click on AliExpress, and they're going to be able to filter it and show us just the products available on AliExpress right now. And you can take it a step further and sort it from fast shipping time to slow shipping time. So from this point, you're going to be able to scroll through this page and see if there's an item that stands out to you. But the product that I'm going to be using in today's example is this one over here, which is a electric heated winter jacket. Reason being is because if I just jump over to Google Trends and type in winter heated jacket just like this and click on explore, and then come over here to the filters and filter it from past day to 2004 to present time, straight away we're going to be able to see that there's a specific point in the year where more people are going onto Google to search for this particular keyword. It's always around November, December, January, November, December, January. And we can see over here that Google is estimating that more and more people are going to go onto Google to search for this keyword again, which obviously means that there's a lot of interest in it, which means that if I started selling it myself and I built an entire store around it using Google Shopping ads, there's a high chance that I'm going to be able to be successful. But of course, you do need to make sure that you go through all of these different products and find one that you're happy to sell. I'm only using this one as an example just to show you the basic steps that you need to be aware of when it comes to using AliExpress. But now that I do have an idea of which item I want to start selling, the next stage after this is to go directly onto AliExpress and find a vendor that's going to be able to offer us quick and fast shipping. So what I'm going to do from this point is come over to AliExpress just like this, type in the item that we're looking at, which is this keyword, and then click on search. And as you can see, all of these different options pop up. But what I'm going to do first and foremost is scroll down over here and click on reviews 4 stars and up. And then the next two things that I tend to look out for is first, the price of the item. And secondly, I like to make sure that it has fast delivery time. And the way that you're going to be able to tell that is by looking at these options over here. As you can see, this one says 12-day delivery. This one doesn't say it. This one says it. This one says it. These are the main ones that I tend to look out for. And I also like to make sure that they've got a certain amount of orders, because it means that if they've got high reviews and high orders, people have been happy with the service. So if I just click on this one over here, perfect. So this is what the product looks like. I can see that again, it does have fast shipping. I could see exactly what the item looks like, and I can see all of the sizes, all of the information over here. But one of the key things that I want to advise you guys when you do get to this stage is to contact the supplier or the vendor that you're considering to use. Reason being is because not every single vendor on AliExpress accepts dropshipping orders. A lot of them tend to put the invoice inside the actual packaging, which is something that you obviously don't want. So my recommendation to you guys is to come over to this section over here, click on message, reach out to them and see if they are happy to dropship the item without putting any sort of information in the package in terms of how much you paid for it, because you don't want the customer to receive their order and see that you paid a lot less than what you're charging them. So this is something that you're going to have to do before you decide on using any of the sellers on AliExpress. Now, sometimes they do mention it in the actual description over here, but I can't seem to see it in this one. So if it doesn't say it, just reach out to them and let them know that you're going to be dropshipping the product. And another key thing that I want to point out to you guys is the price. So as you can see, this is the price over here, $14.99. And a lot of beginners tend to make the mistake of thinking that this is the final price that they're going to have to pay, when that isn't the case. Because if I just add this product to my cart and then come over to the checkout page just like this, as you guys can straight away see, the price has obviously gone up to around $23.99 because it's including the tax and it's including some other fees as well. So this is something that's super important that you guys need to make sure that you double check before you start listing the product on your site, because you need to obviously make sure that you're going to charge the right price so that you don't end up losing money. Which now brings me on to the third step that tends to confuse a lot of people, which is exactly how are they going to list their products onto their chosen platform. Now, there's two main ways that you can list products. The first way is by manually going onto AliExpress, downloading all of the images and copying and pasting the description and then using that when it comes to listing the product on your chosen platform. In this case, we're going to be using Shopify as an example. So that's definitely one way that you can go, and that's what a lot of beginners tend to do. But you can also use the second way, which is the automated listing option. And for this, you can also use AutoDS, because when you sign up using that 30-day trial link in my description down below, not only are you going to be able to find the winning product that you're going to sell, but you're also going to be able to come over to this section where it says add store. As you can see, I've already added 2 of my eBay test stores, but I'm going to add my Shopify store by simply clicking on that option and then coming over to Shopify store over here. And as you can see, it's now saying that my Shopify store has successfully been added because I was already logged into it. So right here, as you can see, my Shopify store has now been added. And if I want to list the product from AliExpress directly onto my Shopify store in an easy way, all I simply need to do is go back over to the product page, which is this page over here. And then what I'm going to do is just copy the product code in the URL. So you're not able to see it as I'm doing it because the URL has been cut off, but I'm going to go back over to AutoDS, and then I'm going to come over to add products, and I'm going to have the option to either add a single product, multiple products, but of course in this case we're just doing a single product, so I'm just going to select that. Then what I'm going to do is just select my Shopify store over here and then paste the product ID just like that, and then click on edit now. And within a few seconds, the draft has now been added. Now, it is important for you guys to know that when you do get to the stage when you are using AutoDS, to make sure that you go through the title, you go through the description, you go through all of the variants, the images, because the way that AutoDS works is that it's pulling all of this data, all of this information directly from the product page. So as I said before, you're not going to have to copy and paste all of these different images or copy and paste the description because it's automatically done that. But in saying that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should leave it as it is, because you may not want this information to be on your website. Because as you can see over here on the actual product page on AliExpress, there's some sort of a grammatical error or a capitalization error. So that's a basic example of what I'm talking about. So you're still going to have to go through and make sure that you're completely happy with the information, remove some bits and pieces, add some bits and pieces, but just make sure that you cross-check everything. But just to keep this video straightforward and easy to understand, I'm going to leave it as it is, and then I'm just going to click on save and import. And just like that, within a few clicks of a button, AutoDS was able to sync the product from AliExpress directly onto the back end of my Shopify store. So here's the description over here, here's all of the images, here's all of the variants, all of the information that is necessary for me to sell the product has been automatically loaded onto my Shopify store. And if I just click on more actions and then click on preview, this is what it's going to look like on the Shopify test store. Again, guys, this is all an example just to show you how easy it is when it comes to listing the product on AliExpress using AutoDS. This is basically what the customer is going to see. They're going to be able to scroll through and get all this information. They're going to be able to click through all of these different images. But I would say that those are the main things that you need to be aware of when it comes to listing products onto your chosen platform. But moving on to the final thing that I want to touch on, which is you having the mindset to find a more long-term solution. Now, when I say more long-term solution, what I mean by this is that when it comes to starting a dropshipping business, I believe that using AliExpress is good in the initial days because you're going to be able to use it when it comes to testing out if a product is selling well or not. But you have to also remember that the prices on AliExpress are slightly higher than a lot of the other long-term solutions. Now, there's many different options out there available to you. For example, you can find an agent in China that's going to be able to offer you quicker shipping as well as maybe offer you a better price. But what you can also do is go onto a website like Alibaba.com, which is very similar to AliExpress, but instead you're going to be able to bulk buy the products, because as you guys can see over here, I've just jumped onto Alibaba and typed in the keyword for the item that we've been using in today's video. And straight away we can see that there's multiple different suppliers where they're going to be able to offer us around 50 pieces if we buy it at one single time, and we're going to be able to bring our unit cost down. And there's various different options available to choose from once you do go into Alibaba. Now again, this is just one of the options, but the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because you're going to be able to buy the items in bulk using something like Alibaba, ship it into your country, especially if you live in the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Germany, any country that has a big population of people that shop online. You're going to be able to buy the items in bulk, send it to a dropshipping fulfillment warehouse in your country, which is going to allow you to offer 1 to 2 day delivery. So not only are you going to be able to bring your unit cost down by coming onto a website like this, but you're also going to be able to charge a lot higher because customers are going to be willing to pay a premium if they're going to be able to receive their orders a lot more quicker. Now, of course, there's so much more that goes into building up a dropshipping business. I just wanted to give you guys the key things that I wish someone told me. But if you did want to get a little bit more information on how this entire process works, then make sure that you visit www.shopifyproject.com, because over there what I've done is broken down all of my years of experience when it comes to building up a Shopify business and the things that I wish someone sat me down and told me, because it would have got me to the point of being able to make over 6 figures in profit a lot sooner. So if you did want to check out my step-by-step guide, you can either visit the website that's on the screen over here, or you can click the first link that's in the description down below. And if you also want to watch another YouTube video that I made recently where I break down some other important things that you need to know when it comes to starting a dropshipping business, things that I didn't really have time to talk about in today's video, then make sure you click the link right there. Check that out straight after this one, because it's already helped out so many people, and I'm sure that it's going to help you out too. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.